What if one forgotten leaf could calm your blood sugar, flatten belly fat, and lower cholesterol? A clinical study in Indonesia showed it reduced diabetes in seniors by over 61% in just 7 days. Yet almost no one in the West talks about it. In this video, I'll show you how it works inside your body and how to start using it safely at home. Maybe you've noticed it lately. Your blood sugar creeping up, your energy dipping after meals, or that stubborn belly fat clinging on. Most advice? Just cut carbs and hope for the best. But what if your real problem isn't food? It's a metabolism that stopped listening to insulin. I've seen it in thousands of seniors I work with. And today, we'll explore one powerful leaf that helps reawaken your body's natural response, gently, safely, and at home. 1. What most seniors get wrong about carbs. You've probably heard it 100 times. If you want to lower your blood sugar, just eat fewer carbs, cut the bread, skip dessert, walk past the rice. But here's the truth I've seen again and again with my senior patients. That advice, it's not wrong, but for many older adults, it's not enough. This is where most seniors get it wrong. Let me explain. After 60, your body doesn't process food the same way it used to. It's not just what you eat, it's how your cells respond. Imagine insulin like a key, and your cells are little locks. In younger years, that key fits smoothly. Glucose enters your cells, energy flows. But with age, those locks get rusty, stiff, resistant. Even if you cut carbs, your body might still struggle to pull sugar out of your bloodstream. That's why many seniors still have high glucose, even on low-carb diets. I'll tell you about Frank. Frank's 72nd, lives in Ohio, type 2 diabetes for 11 years. When I first met him, he was doing everything right. No sugar, no white bread, walking every day. And yet, his morning blood sugar was still over 170. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I've given up everything. Why am I still stuck?" That's when I showed him what most seniors never hear. Your metabolism needs more than subtraction. It needs support. It needs help unlocking those rusty doors again. That's where the first leaf we'll talk about comes in. Moringa, not as a miracle, but as a biological nudge, a gentle polish for those insulin locks. And in a moment, I'll show you the study where this one leaf helped seniors drop their glucose by over 60% in just 7 days. And exactly how Frank used it at home, with nothing but tea and a little soy milk. But first, let me take you inside what moringa is actually doing, and why it works especially well after 60. 2. The rusty lock, how moringa reawakens insulin. Remember Frank? He started drinking moringa tea twice a day. Nothing fancy, just fresh leaves steeped in hot water, a splash of soy milk, morning and evening with his meals. At first, he was skeptical. "Tea can't fix this," he told me. But by day 4, his fasting glucose, which had hovered above 170, dropped to 146. By the end of the first week, it was under 130, without changing a single medication. So, what's happening here? Let's go inside your body. Here's what your cells are actually doing while you sip this tea. Moringa leaves are packed with compounds called flavonoids and chlorogenic acids. These aren't just antioxidants. They act like metabolic lubricants, polishing the rust off your insulin receptors. You see, insulin is still trying to do its job, to unlock your cells so glucose can go in. But with age, those cellular locks stiffen. Your pancreas keeps producing insulin, but it's like trying to open a door with a bent key. Moringa smooths out that mechanism. It doesn't force your body to change. It reminds it how to work again. And it's not just anecdotal. A clinical study from Sukodono, Indonesia, published in the Malaysian Journal of Medical Research, followed a group of seniors with uncontrolled diabetes. They drank moringa leaf tea twice daily, just like Frank. After 7 days, over 61% of patients had normal blood sugar readings. Let that sink in. Not 6 months, not medication, 1 week, 1 leaf, real change. Here's how you can try it safely. Start with 2 to 3 cups of moringa leaf tea per day. Use fresh leaves if you can, or dried powder, about 20 to 40 grams total per day. Steep in 150 milliliters hot water. Mix with a little soy milk for better absorption. Take morning and evening with meals. Stay consistent for at least 3 to 6 weeks. And always check in with your doctor, especially if you're on blood sugar medications. Because this works, Frank told me. Doc, it felt like my body just remembered what it used to know. That's the power of biological restoration, not forcing change, but awakening what's still alive inside you. And next, we'll talk about what happens after you eat. Because even if insulin improves, there's still one digestive enzyme quietly spiking your sugar every time you finish a meal. And there's a tropical leaf that can help with that too. 3. The sugar scissors. How guava leaves prevent spikes. Even after Frank's morning sugars began to level out, something strange kept happening. He'd feel great in the morning, but by 2 p.m., right after lunch, a wave of fatigue would hit. Brain fog, sluggish legs. Sometimes he'd nod off in the recliner without meaning to. At first he thought it was just age, but it wasn't. It was the sugar spike hiding in plain sight after meals. See, most people think blood sugar is only about carbs, but there's something deeper. After every meal, your digestive system releases enzymes called alpha-glucosidase. Their job? Break your carbs into sugar, fast. It's like a pair of scissors chopping a long chain into little sugar cubes. And the older you get, the sharper those scissors seem to become. That's why many seniors feel fine before lunch, and awful after. Frank's turning point came when a retired nurse friend gave him a bag of dried guava leaves. "Try this tea after meals," she told him. "It slows everything down." So he did. Every day right after lunch, a mug of warm, golden guava leaf tea. By week 2, the crashes were gone. No more recliner naps, no more foggy brain by 3 p.m. Just steady, calm energy, the kind that stays. But what most people miss is what comes next. So, what's in these leaves? Guava is rich in polyphenols, plant compounds that bind to those sugar-cutting enzymes. Instead of scissors freely chopping, they dull the blades, slow the sugar release, flatten the spike. It's not blocking carbs, it's pacing them, giving your body time to absorb without shock. Japanese researchers at the Yakult Central Institute studied this exact process. In a clinical trial, seniors who drank guava leaf tea after meals saw their blood glucose levels drop by 21 to 26% in just 30 days. No drugs, no side effects, just the right leaf at the right time. Here's how to try it. Steep 5 to 10 fresh or dried guava leaves in hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. Drink 1 cup immediately after each main meal, especially lunch and dinner. Stick with it for 4 to 6 weeks and journal your afternoon energy. Watch what shifts. Frank did. And now, he says 2 p.m. is when he walks the dog, not when he crashes on the couch. And up next, we'll look at the stress signal most seniors ignore, the one that drives blood sugar and belly fat higher, and the surprising herb that helps put out the internal fire. 4. Cool the fire, bay leaf, pulse, bitter melon against cortisol. Frank was sleeping better. His afternoon energy was steadier, but something still wasn't right. His blood pressure kept creeping up. He'd wake up stiff and puffy, and no matter how clean he ate, his cholesterol wouldn't budge. That's when I asked him, "Frank, how stressed are you lately?" He laughed. "I'm retired, Doc, but my body still acts like it's in a traffic jam. And that's the problem, even if you eat well. If your cortisol is high, your body stays inflamed. Cortisol is your body's stress hormone. It's supposed to rise briefly to help you move, focus, survive. But after 60, it often stays elevated, quietly fueling inflammation. And when that happens, your blood sugar stays high, your joints ache, and cholesterol production ramps up, especially LDL. Your body's in a constant low-grade fire. Your inflammation clock resets right here. That's where two forgotten herbs make a difference: bay leaf and bitter melon. Bay leaf contains compounds that calm cortisol release at the adrenal level. It's like telling your fire alarm, "Hey, it's okay, there's no smoke." Meanwhile, bitter melon doesn't just support blood sugar. It blocks inflammatory messengers called cytokines, which are triggered by cortisol surges. Together, they do something beautiful. They cool the fire from two angles: hormone and inflammation. In one study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, 2018, seniors who took 1 to 3 grams of bay leaf daily saw LDL cholesterol drop by up to 40%, blood glucose improved by 26%, and reported less morning stiffness by week 3. Frank began with 1 gram bay leaf capsules with lunch. He added 500 milligrams bitter melon in the morning. 3 weeks later, his LDL had dropped 29 points, and for the first time in years, he woke up without hand swelling. Here's what to do. Bay leaf: 1 to 3 grams daily, capsule or tea form, taken with meals. Bitter melon: 500 to 2,000 milligrams daily, preferably in the morning before food. Follow for at least 30 days. Track morning, BP, and joint pain. Always consult your doctor, especially if on diabetes or BP meds. Frank now calls it his fire extinguisher duo. And honestly, it's a simple way to tell your body, you're safe now, you can start healing. Next up, you'll see why belly fat becomes so stubborn after 60, even when everything else is improving, and how one small tropical extract may help shut off the sugar faucet inside your liver. 5. The fat faucet. Why belly weight hangs on. After 60. By now, Frank's numbers had improved. His sugars were down. His energy was steadier. Even his blood pressure and sleep were better. But there was still one thing that refused to change: that soft, stubborn belly fat. The kind that doesn't budge, no matter how many salads you eat or steps you take. Frank joked, "I think it's attached to me emotionally." But the real reason? It wasn't food, it was his liver. You see, after 60, your liver starts doing something subtle and sneaky. It begins leaking sugar into your bloodstream even when you're not eating. This is driven by a hormone called glucagon. In youth, glucagon works in balance with insulin, a gentle yin-yang. But with age, glucagon becomes overactive. It tells your liver, keep sending sugar out. We might need it, even if your blood sugar is already high. Even if you're not moving much, this sugar faucet stays on. And all that excess glucose, it has one destination: your belly fat. Without this, all the good work may never reach your waistline. This is where bitter melon earns its reputation. We've seen how it lowers blood sugar, but bitter melon also suppresses glucagon, calming the faucet at its source. In a study published by the National Library of Medicine, PMC 2019, seniors taking 500 to 2,000 milligrams of bitter melon extract daily showed significant reductions in glucagon, improved waist-to-hip ratio, and lowered post-meal glucose by up to 28%. It's not just fat burning, it's hormone correcting. Frank upped his morning bitter melon dose to 1,000 milligrams before breakfast. Nothing else changed. By week 5, his belly softened. His belt loosened by 2 notches. And his doctor? She cut one of his diabetes meds because his A1C dropped below 6.4 for the first time in years. Here's how to try it. 500 to 2,000 milligrams bitter melon extract taken on an empty stomach before breakfast. Look for standardized extracts with at least 10% charantin. Take consistently for 4 to 8 weeks and monitor both weight and glucose trends. And if you're already on diabetes medication, work with your doctor, because this one change may shift more than you expect. Frank told me, I didn't lose weight, I lost inflammation. And that's the moment we look for, the one where your body isn't resisting anymore, it's responding. Up next, I want to leave you with one final thought, not about leaves, not about glucose, but about what happens when your body starts saying yes again. Maybe your numbers haven't changed, your belly feels stuck, and the afternoon energy crashes just keep coming. If so, it's not because you failed, it's because your body is still waiting for the right signal. Frank didn't overhaul his life, he just began with one leaf, one cup of tea, and one quiet yes. What if your body just needed a reason to respond? So, if today stirred something in you, try one habit, start small, and let us know in the comments, what's the first thing you'll try? If this brought hope, subscribe. Every week, we share gentle science-backed steps, just for you. Because healing doesn't need to be loud, it just needs to begin.